social media looks like an amazing opportunity for your music program or business. Theoretically, you can reach a lot of people. You can try to create content that goes viral. You can create Facebook groups, things like that, where your community members can communicate with you or other members of your community. And there are even some businesses that are 100% based on these platforms, especially Facebook. But you cannot rely completely on social media for your business. You shouldn't even really rely on it very much. And that's what I'm going to talk with you about today. Hi, I'm Jonathan Roberts from Musiciative.com, and let's jump right in. There are two major issues with relying on social media for your music program or business. And the first is that you are simply not in control. A lot of these social media platforms, they feel like public services because we're not paying for them. We can friend anybody we want. We can put whatever content up we want. We can create pages. We can create groups. But you must remember that these are not public services. They are owned by companies looking for profit. And the scariest thing is if any of these platforms ever go under, if they're ever shut down and your business is completely based on one of these platforms, you are screwed, completely screwed. An example of this is Google+, which was shut down in 2019. People had thousands, tens of thousands of pieces of content there that just disappeared overnight. Another example is YouTube. If you're familiar with YouTube's monetization program, you know that once you have 1,000 subscribers and have 4,000 watched hours over the past 12 months, then your videos can be monetized because YouTube gets to place ads on them. Well, just a few months ago, YouTube released a statement where they basically said, you know what, we're going to put ads on any videos we want, whether your channel is monetized or not. And people were pretty upset about this for obvious reason. But again, the thing to remember is YouTube doesn't owe anybody anything. They are not a public service, so they can really do anything they want. And another thing to keep in mind is with any of these platforms, you know, if you annoy a competitor or something like that and they want to report you, you know, whether it's valid or not, and if you've ever been victim to this, especially on Facebook, you have pretty much no recourse whatsoever. If any of your platforms get taken down for whatever reason, there's no phone number you can call, there's no email, there's basically nothing you can do. The second, probably more urgent issue is the algorithm of these platforms. And when I say the algorithm, I mean, especially with Facebook, you don't see what you think you should be seeing. Theoretically, if Facebook worked the way we think it should, we should see posts from the people we're following in sort of a chronological order. It does not work like that. Facebook shows everybody an individual feed based on what Facebook believes will keep you hooked on the platform for longer. And it's pretty scary. Based on your actions for Facebook, Facebook basically knows your behavior better than you. So it's really got its hooks into us. So for example, if you have a business that's 95% based on a Facebook group that's free for your members, the people in that group aren't going to be focused on the things you want them to be focused on because they're going to be receiving all kinds of notifications for things that Facebook believes is going to keep them on the platform for longer and that's going to give Facebook the ability to show them more ads, which is how Facebook makes all of its money. The famous saying goes, if you're not paying for it, you are not the customer, you're the product. And so the main tactic you'll want to use in building your audience that you can try using social media for is basically getting them off of social media, out of other places, and onto your website and onto your email list. If you don't have an email list, start one today. And the reason for this is simple. If you can get people from social media to your website, you are now in control. When you have an email list, you can communicate exactly what you want to communicate to your audience whenever you like, however you like, zero restrictions whatsoever. Now, using social media as a way to build your email list can be tricky because, again, that pesky algorithm. Facebook does not like showing people things that are going to take them off of the platform. So if you run posts and things like that to try to build your email list, it's probably going to be quite difficult. If you try running Facebook ads, that might be a different story because, again, that's Facebook's business. So when you actually pay them, then you have a better chance of them showing your stuff to the people you actually want to see it. And if you're looking for sort of a Facebook group community type application. There are two great resources I recommend. One is called Slack, which is known mainly as a co-working app, but it can be great for communities to be able to talk with each other. And if you want something that has more of the bells and whistles of Facebook, like the ability to post videos, images, in addition to text, Discourse is a great platform. There's a bit of a learning curve. It's not quite as easy to use, but again, it has all of this functionality that's just like Facebook without all of the ads and distractions. And as with most good things, there is a cost. It's fairly pricey. It's $100 a month, but you can have a community as large as you like, again, that are able to communicate with you, able to communicate with each other, and there's no algorithm to get in the way. Then you can make sure your community members are focused on the things you want them to focus on. I hope this video has made you rethink some of your social media efforts, whether in your music program or your business, or even your personal life. Whatever the case, I would love to hear from you in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time.